HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln by offering a number of services. From group homes for special needs adults to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the intellectual and developmental disability services your loved one needs to live a fulfilling life. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a more rewarding career, learn more about available positions. Learn more about services for your loved ones or employment today at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
This is Jay Foreman. When I played football for Nebraska and in the NFL, I wore protective gear to safeguard my health. Today, I'm not only protecting my health, but everyone in our community by staying up to date with the bivalent COVID vaccine. Update your protection with the bivalent COVID vaccine while it's still free. Find out more at healthylincoln.org. That's healthylincoln.org.
They say that April showers bring May flowers, but May delivers a lot more than that at GE Landscape Supply. Stop by for the Spring Landscape Days sale with almost everything on sale. Get 15% off of mulch, 10% off decorative rock, 20% off of flagstone, 25% off of decorative cobblestone, 15% off of stone edging, and 10% off soils. Save up to 25% rain or shine from May 1st through the 6th at GE Landscape Supply for the Spring Landscape Days sale. Open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, partly sunny skies expected today. A great spring day with an afternoon high of around 70. Tonight, though, we'll see a chance of showers and an overnight low of around 48. And tomorrow, we'll see that showers chance continue. Cooler and windy conditions tomorrow with a high of around 60. A meteorologist, Al Fleck for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big Eight tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach is mine, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Yes, it is. We're glad you're along for the ride here for the next 2 hours on the block. 93.7 The Ticket out of Lincoln, America. On your radio dial, online, theticketfm.com, or on the streams, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter up and running for you. I'm Austin Norman. More importantly, he's Eric Strickland, not here in studio, but with us here on the show. Strick, how's your travel? How you doing today, my man?
Travel was good, except for, when you get to a location, you want to be able to get off the freaking plane.
You do.
There was an issue with. Yeah, I told you about my other flight where there was an issue. There was a mechanical issue, but this was an issue with the drawbridge or the unloading bridge. So
yeah,
we literally sat there probably for a good 20 minutes, 30 minutes, just waiting for them to get that fixed and finally was able to get off. But other than that, it was good. Had a really good meeting. A lot of those who are listeners know about the company that I have some ownership in. I think I might have shared with you that, at one point, Mark Cuban invested into the company. It's called cerebrosports.com. And so I had a meeting with them, a really good meeting with an old friend that used to be down here. Him and T-Mac are partners. So we were just chopping it up, man, just sharing the vision and what we're doing. So that was a really good meeting. And then on top of that, I got to see my sister and family. So the meeting was at one location, literally right next door. My sister, nephew came over and her boyfriend, and we had some lunch. And I made it on time because I wanted to be on the block. I needed to be on the block. It was a must. I had to get here.
We appreciate that. We were expecting you on the phone for the first segment while everything happened, but hey, Stricky got that hustle. He's got it in the room settled. We appreciate your hard work and dedication, Strick. We do.
You should have seen the setup, boy. I felt like if you've ever been to a game or a professional game, they have this this group called Quick Change, and they literally are changing clothes behind covers, and these, you know how they put those little things over and they shake it and they're changing. I don't know how they do it, you know. Shout out to them. I did a quick change, a quick move, got in here, and bop, bop, bop. We up, baby. Let's go.
That we are. If you're not listening to the show, you should probably be down at Mary Ellen's, or hey, after the show, right? You're hungry for more of us, listen to the podcast and listen to it at Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul down at 27th and Pine Lake here in Lincoln. Big shout out to Charles and his crew for everything that they do for us and the Lincoln community down there again at 27th and Pine Lake. All right, Strick, I don't want to waste any more time. We're diving right into the playoffs. My goodness, Jimmy Butler did it again. One of the most athletic finishes to force overtime. He takes over in that fourth quarter. The Heat win the series over the Bucks 4-1. Is that because Jimmy Butler was that good, or is that on the Bucks tricking it off?
Stop. You know, from this point on, keep Jimmy Butler's name out your mouth.
Straight up.
Keep Jimmy Butler's name out your mouth in order to say something positive. Jimmy Butler, once again, did the darn thing. And I mean, that's so clutch what he did. And it was so crazy that it made me to remember when I think it was Terrence Badgett, Curtis Marshall, or it could have been even, I want to say, no, it was Andre Woolridge. We was on the Nebraska national team. We go out to Vegas. We're playing Jason Kidd's team, and literally something very similar, except it was on a freaking free throw that he's falling down, just kind of one hands the ball, tips it up, and it goes in. But Jimmy Butler, great body control, just, you know, handled himself with such poise, and he was determined. He was determined to not let this game go, and to go into their building, the number one team in the Eastern Conference at that period of time, go in their building and take it from them. That's you know, shout out to them. Kyle Lowry played a tremendous game, and you know, in the clutch moments of that game to make some buckets and finish it out. But I will say, great answer. If you would have seen the post game, Austin, with Giannis, great answer. That shows the maturity of a champion. It shows the maturity of someone who is tremendous in this league. It's going to be there for a long time. It's going to be that good. I think it's a learnable moment. It has happened before. I remember when Dikembe Mutombo and the Denver Nuggets, I think they did it to the Sonics. But I will just say, man, that can help so many young people with the answer that he gave. You know, it is a process. You're not a loser. You know, you're not a failure because of situations, circumstance, issues, problems, something happened. You know, you have a date and you miss it, and it's just a setback. You're not a failure. So that was a great answer, and I think that can help so many young people. And I'm just glad that he was of a right state of mind, because that could have thrown a lot of people off. I mean, some people would have got cursed out, you know, by some, like if that was Russell Westbrook possibly or somebody like that, they might have got cursed out. So, you know, shout out to Giannis with handling that with poise and just, you know, great charisma as a leader in the NBA.
Absolutely. Big picture, not a failure. Obviously, losing the series is a disappointment. They're the 1 seed. You should basically never lose a series as the 1 seed. But to me, Strike, it's only a failure if the Bucks don't take it and learn from it. The shocking thing about this series to me was that Milwaukee is their champions, right? They've been there. They've been the Eastern Conference. They've won the NBA Finals, but they didn't look like it. They didn't show it multiple times. they crumbled down the stretch. I don't know if that's on Budenholzer. I don't know if that's on role players. But to me, the only way Milwaukee fails, long term, is if they don't, improve the roster or make a decision at head coach. Because if they bring the same team back, you see they got the 1 seed, but if that group that won a championship isn't poised enough, that to me is failure for the Bucks.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can look at it from that standpoint. Not to say that there's disappointment in you definitely should have played a lot better. I don't think this is an issue of depth. They're one of the better depth teams in the NBA. So there's not much that I can give to it, but it's got to be something because they didn't look like champions. I can't say that they played lethargic. They didn't give effort. I can't say. So what is it? It's something that definitely has to be figured out. And hopefully they'll be able to do so because they're not going to get great free agents. They have to do it in the draft. Mm-hmm. They're obviously not going to draft high because of their location and where they finished. But they're going to have to be very smart and wise on what they do and the decisions that they make because they're not going to be the most sought after place. Because I played there and it's, I told you about getting off the plane on nights like that. After a game. Yeah, Milwaukee is a nice city as far as the people were cool. It was fun. It's wild. It ain't, they wild out there now, but it's still a pretty cool little city in its own way.
So the Heat become the first team to win a play-in game and then win a series as a play-in team. Congrats to them for that. So then, Strick, we have to ask the next question. Who do you trust out east? Is it Boston, who went to the finals last year? Is it Philadelphia with their star power? Do you give the Knicks a chance in this next series and to make it any further? Who's your team out east right now?
Listen, with what I've seen with the Knicks, if you look at the Knicks team and you just say you really got an inconsistent, RJ Barrett, but you pretty much got solid play definitely out of Brunson, and Randall. Yeah, you got solid play out of them. And then if you get Barrett to emerge, watch out. They can be dangerous. It could be a dangerous team to have to play in the playoffs. I think my eyes have to turn to the Celtics, who has also been there. Jason Tatum is just playing phenomenal for them as well. But they better get busy because the Hawks, they should have been to close the Hawks out. The Hawks were ready to go home, go fishing. They were on the boats out to the Bahamas. They were ready. And now you didn't give them a sniff, and they're sniffing around like the dog, when the dog the bee dog is in heat, they sniffing around now. They won't. They smell. If let me just say, if you know. I don't want to spell it out, but if you know, they got that smell in the air, that scent. They coming. They on the hunt. So you better close them out because otherwise. Trey, now DeJounte's back from suspension. Man, you tripping. You better knock him out. Otherwise, you wasting time, you wasting energy, you wasting rest, all of that, while other teams are now going to be getting the extra time to recover. And if you got any injury-laden situations, you're putting yourself in a bad situation. So I got to look to them. I want to really say that with the rest that Phillies has, it can either come back that they have a lot of rust, but they have the team, they have the makeup in order to make a run. Obviously, Tyrese Maxey is stepping up tremendously for them as well. He's on the hunt for his money. You've got probably the MVP of the league in Embiid, and then James Harden is capable of going nuts if he needs to. So watch out for the Sixers. I'm not sure of Doc Rivers, man. I'm just not sure of his coaching when it comes down to winning the big games. I'm just not sure of him. I'm sure of the team. I'm just not sure of him.
And like you've said about your Nebraska team, sometimes you can have the team, but if the coach picks the wrong moment, all that good work, all that star power can be undone. Taking a look at
let me tell you something before you say that. You want to know what's wild?
What's wild, Strick?
I just wanted to throw this out because I told you I had the meeting. I was with my Cerebro guy, and in the conversation as we're sitting there, guess who we brought up?
You bring up Doc Rivers? We brought up Casey.
We brought up Casey. So our stuff is an analytical database. So we brought up Casey, so they were able to go in, put in Casey's information, and I told them, listen, it brought a thought to me. I said, listen, get me the information on Casey. I want to go in and give it to Fred. And so it can help. It will help Casey in the decision-making process that he has. It'll help him to assess where he's at. It'll help him to assess how people view him. It'll help him to assess where others before him with like-minded skills would be able to show where they are. Do you want to be here? Because probably this is where you fall. Or do you want to take another year, come back, work on certain areas of your game? Because right now it just says it just got him stroking. It is very deficient in defense. It has, it basically when he was reading it off to me, Austin, and he was telling, because I'm just an investor now, so I'm on the outside. I'm not inside, so I don't know the integral details of what they have in the company. But I'm listening. I'm like, well, god dang, if that ain't Casey Tominaga from what I saw. They had it from an analytical, so it was good to see how those things matched up. I thought that was pretty dope because his name came up.
That's incredible. Strick, we're going to stick a pin in this. I got a couple more NBA playoff questions to ask you either around the shootout or when we get to hour two. Speaking of hour two, we'll talk NFL draft. Night one is tonight. We'll also talk about it with Andrew Alex at 24/7. He'll be with us at the bottom of the 3 o'clock hour. But Strick, how about you introduce our next guest? This is a big one. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, man, coming up on the next segment, it's going to be Chris Crutchfield, University of Omaha head coach. He's going to be joining us on the block next. Stay tuned. We're going to ask him some questions. We're going to dig into what he's got for the vision of the program and what he's trying to accomplish there at the University of Nebraska Omaha. We'll be right back for the Mavericks.
A lot of businesses say that they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
For great views, go to Kansas. For unforgettable views of action-packed racing, go to Kansas Speedway. With a premier facility that gives fans what they want, how they want to see it. And with a Saturday doubleheader, a Sunday Cup Series race, and great deals on kids' tickets, the views will get better all weekend long. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 6th and 7th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
The Empire brand is growing with ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial painting, and more. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all sorts. ESC has great attention to detail. They stick to deadlines and keep within your budget. If you can dream it, they can make it. Contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waverly today at 531-207-9329. They say that April showers bring May flowers, but May delivers a lot more than that at GE Landscape Supply. Stop by for the Spring Landscape Days sale with almost everything on sale. Get 15% off of mulch, 10% off decorative rock, 20% off of flagstone, 25% off of decorative cobblestone, 15% off of stone edging, and 10% off soils. Save up to 25% rain or shine from May 1st through the 6th at GE Landscape Supply for the Spring Landscape Days sale. Open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Mike Shaver here to tell you that Trek CBD has a new name, and it's Hemp Boss. It's the same product you've grown to love, just a new name. Spring sports are on the horizon, and Hemp Boss has a variety of products that help calm me down during games and on the golf course so I don't go over the top. And they have a variety of options for you to calm you down before, during, and after any event. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Hemp Boss has it all at 84th and Andermatt. Hemp Boss, naturally healthy CBD.
For 75 years, Cedars has been a refuge for children in need, providing kids with safety, stability, and enduring family relationships. Learn more about the organization and how to be part of it every Thursday night from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Cedars Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic coating, window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you.
No doubt about it, a water softener saves you money. Don't have one? Call the plumbers at Bryant. Just one call and no arm-twisting contracts. For a free estimate, call 467-1111 or go to BryantLincoln.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln by offering a number of services. From group homes for special needs adults to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the intellectual and developmental disability services your loved one needs to live a fulfilling life. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a more rewarding career, learn more about available positions. Learn more about services for your loved ones or employment today at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Shopping for insurance can be a frustrating and tedious task. Brokers Insurance Agency in Lincoln has a full staff of licensed professional agents who will do the work all for you. Brokers utilizes over 20 insurance companies to save their clients money. Brokers Insurance Agency will always do what is in the client's best interest and will find the best program to fit your needs. Call Brokers Insurance Agency today at 402-420-5353 to get a quote today, or find us online at brokersinsurancene.com.
The Ticket Water Cooler with Jake Bakoven and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I think exit meetings are going on.
Yep.
Which we're expected.
I think things have been happening since the spring game ended. We are now two transfer portal entries deep. Richard Torres, Victor Jones Jr. So what it looks like is some of the younger guys who were recruited by the previous staff.
And also keep this in note: 2 members of the red team this past Saturday.
Oh, no.
How many red team squad members are we going to lose?
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's right, back here on the block. Just waiting to get Coach Crutch connected here for a conversation I'm looking forward to hearing. I'm going to step out of the way, let the two Omaha basketball minds chop it up here on the block. But Strick, while we wait, I do want to get your thoughts on the Western Conference. Golden State goes on the road. They take Game 5 in Sacramento. De'Aaron Fox didn't get the 25. He stopped at 24, Strick, so you're safe. That's good for you. We like that. But what did you see from the Warriors and the Kings in last night's game?
I mean, there's really not much to really say, right? It went just the way that I thought it would. Everybody's playing the roles that they're, in position to play. I
Clay
think
was awesome.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, yes, everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. Wiggins did what he's supposed to do. Efficient, effective, great D, the best way he can. Couple block shots. Klay Thompson, over 50%, dang near from both 2 and 3. You know what I'm saying? Steph, not shooting 3 well, but 31. Everybody, Jordan Poole, struggling like he's been, but the key factor again is look who? Green. This is why them losing that game when he was suspended was tough.
It was, but the Warriors go back and they steal this one on the road. I figured that Sacramento would get this one done to go up, get excited, and then Golden State would, show that championship resolve, that poise to, find a way to win the last 2. But now, Strick, they essentially have home court advantage. They can close it out back in the Bay with Game 6, and that's an advantage I don't think you want to give the Warriors. When you look at this Warriors team moving forward, is Draymond the most important player? Is it more important to get Jordan Poole going? Is it Klay staying hot? Or is it finding those moments you can get Steph some rest? Because he's playing upwards of 40 minutes in most of these games.
Well, real quick before I address that part, what I said the Sacramento Kings needed is they needed Sabonis to just be superhuman, right? One of the things that he's been doing, he's a walking double-double, but what he'd been doing, he's been distributing the ball pretty well, and he's had low turnover numbers. Turnovers were very high. With that ball handling situation, De'Aaron Fox with 6 turnovers, that's tough. Malik Monk did what he could. Those numbers are solid. You don't have, remember I said you had to have somebody on that team to step up, and Sabonis had to be superhuman. Now, if you could have done that, you probably could have won this game because De'Aaron Fox gave you about what, I figured he might be able to do in the 20 range. I definitely knew he wasn't going for, a big number, but you needed Harrison Barnes or Herter to do something solid. Malik Monk was going to get more opportunities. You needed that, but you needed superhuman Sabonis, and that didn't happen, and that's why they came up a little bit short. Now they're still able, they're still capable, but like you said, you've given now home court advantage over to Golden State. They're very good at home. You need to take advantage of the situations of them being bad on the road. And Draymond Green is just a key component. But one of the things is he gets them going. He gets them moving action. He knows where to find guys. He's going to be always active. He's good on the defensive side of things, obviously 4 steals. But you can't let him shoot 8 for 10.
No.
You cannot let Draymond Green, if he gets 20 points in a game, you're probably going to lose. Let's just say what it is. That's probably going to be the case. And joining us as we're talking about this NBA action, we had to go ahead and tap out of that. We'll come back to that. I had to do it. I had to cut myself off. I normally don't cut myself off, but I had to cut myself off because my guy, Chris Crutchfield, head coach of University of Omaha, and a Maverick, and he's been a player there. Great time spending there. Great coaching career. Coached them under some legends like Lon Kruger. Spent some time with Eric Musselman. I've got an Eric Musselman story. I don't know if I ever told you, Crutch. I might share it with you on this or personally sometime. Dana Altman as well. Obviously, a lot of people in the Omaha area know Dana Altman because of his time at Creighton when we were beating the brakes off of him. So, Crutch, man, it's good to have you back in Omaha. It was good to get a chance to sit down with you. Look forward to playing some golf, but let's talk basketball right now. What is the vision? What is the vision, man? Tell us about, first, what was it that drew you back? And then tell us about, your passion for Omaha and also the school in which it is your alma mater.
Well, thanks for having me on, Eric. Appreciate you, man. And first of all, I think when you talk about a place like Omaha, you talk about UNO, and it's very, very dear to my heart just because I came here as a young man, and this university kind of molded and shaped me to who I am today. So when there's definitely some personal feelings here. So when the job came open and we had a chance to come back, and it was a no-brainer. I know what the potential is in this place now that we have a nice facility like Baxter Arena. We have over 70,000 alumni right here in this city that walked on this campus at some point in time in their life. So we talk about a fan base that can be built. You talk about a facility where you can attract really, really good student athletes. And it's my school. It's my school. It's my city. And I felt like I owe it to this university to try to be the first one to get this thing placed to an NCAA tournament. So that was the big draw. Now the vision is this, as you know, I think we're starting over. We're building from the ground up. And as you know this, like, you got to get really, really good student athletes. You got to get guys that are highly motivated to get better from a development standpoint. You got to get some guys that are highly motivated to be students. And you got to get good people. You got to get good guys that's going to be ambassadors for your university and for your program. So we feel like that first year we've gotten that done, Eric. And now we just adding some plug and play guys here in this next recruiting class. So we got a core about 8 or 9 guys coming back from last year's team, which is 83% of our offensive production. So we feel like we're moving in the right direction. We was really young last year. So we're going to plug in some older guys in this recruiting class. And I feel pretty good about where we're at and the future of this program.
Real quick, tell us. I got something that's just kind of been on my mind. I've been watching a lot of teams, like for example, St. Peter's. You see, there's been a dynamic that happened. Obviously, it was the pandemic that came, which gave an extended time frame for college athletes to be able to retain some of their, eligibility. Yep. To retain some of their eligibility. It gave them like an extra year of eligibility. And it kind of pushed, young recruits kind of back. And this is where you're getting a lot of parity. Universities like the University of Omaha and others like them. This is where I think you've seen them get better. Now there's another dynamic that's crept into this, the mix of things, and that's NIL. And that's the transfer portal. The thing that you spoke about, the vision. How hard is it for retention? Because what seems to happen to me is teams blow up, get good, you develop them, you put them in a position to where they can become stars in the league and begin to dominate, and then all of a sudden they're looking for greener pastures. How are you handling that from a standpoint of a coach now who's coached at that next level, who was the beneficiary of a lot of those individuals that jumped in there and wanted to come and do some bigger things? Right. But now you're fighting that battle. And like how, I just want to understand the dynamics on that.
Well, for one, at this level, it's hard. As you know, if you lose a 15 to 20 point score at the mid-major level, that could be devastating to your success because it's hard to replace that. Yeah. So it's happening. It's happening. And as I talk to my staff about these type of things, like it's going to happen, guys. We have to be prepared for it when it does happen. Now, there's some things in place to help us, retain some guys from a retention standpoint, but it's going to happen. And what we have to do is be on the cutting edge of recruiting to the point where we got to know we're going to lose if a guy comes in and have a great year and average 17 points a game, there's a chance that we're going to lose him to a high major school. Now, with that being said, like, how do you replace it? It's hard to do. And, but we'll try. We'll work hard. We'll try to do it. But hopefully we got enough guys, Eric, I think that is true to the vision. They're true to the climb that we're on to understand, like, being the first to the NCAA tournament has lifelong benefits in this city and in this state. Mm-hmm. And especially if you're a local kid, a local guy, and you're on that team that goes to the first NCAA tournament, I think it changed your life. I think it changed people's lives if they're willing to stay with it and be a part of something special. Then hopefully they look at that side also, opposed to just jumping the greener pasture because it's a Power 5 and they play in a major conference and they're on TV every night and that type of thing. Or NIL becomes a factor.
And so one of the things I've been talking about on the block is it's not FAU. Who was the team that went deep and they almost got to the final? Was it FAU?
FAU got to the Final Four, yes.
It was FAU. Okay. Yeah. And they almost broke through, right? Okay. Yes. So I've been telling Austin, I said, listen, what I like about what he's doing is, like, if I'm going to sell this and I'm going to try to retain my players to stay the course, right? You have to kind of take a Mark Few type of mentality. You have to basically say, you know what? I'm going to come in here. I'm going to reshape this. He's got a young squad. Probably 4 of his players could have been like peace. We going to Florida, wherever, and been out. But he did. It seems to me at this point that he's done a great job of selling them the vision of staying the course together. So it's finding that cohesion is what I'm hearing you say, finding that group that wants to do something special. And then you guys stick together as a unit and see it through. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
That's exactly right. That is correct. And that's what we did in that first class, Eric. So, we took 5 freshmen. We took 5 freshmen. We took 4 junior college kids that had 3 years of eligibility. And that was going to be our core group. That to keep this group together, we wanted guys that was going to come in and be hungry and be motivated, going to have a competitive spirit, and guys that wanted to be here in that first recruiting class. We didn't go to the transfer portal the first year because I wanted guys that was going to appreciate Omaha and appreciate UNO for what it was, and not come in looking down their nose, coming from a Power 5 scene that felt like that they was doing us a favor. I don't think you build a culture with that attitude. So we went after that particular type of kid, and we got him. And now we got him here. Now we're developing and we're building with that core group. And hopefully we keep this group together for a year or two. Then I think we can pop this thing and be in a position, to finish in the top 2 or 3 in this league. And if you do that, then you go into March, into the conference tournament, you got a chance to make it to the NCAA tournament. And that's the plan. That's the vision. Year 3, year 4, we keep this group together, and they'll be much older. They're going to be more poised. And they all got game experience as freshmen, as sophomores. And you're talking about guys that have been together for 2 or 3 years that got game experience together. And you keep that group together for 2 years. And by the time they all get seniors and juniors, then hopefully we can hear our name called on Selection Sunday.
Coach, was there any ever temptation to go the quick fix route, to jump in the transfer portal, get a lot of guys to try to make a splash year one? Or were you and your staff that committed to, hey, culture first, hey, grow and develop first?
We was committed. That was the plan from day one. I remember talking to the AD, and he flew out to see me out in Oregon. And he asked me what my plan, what my vision was for building the program. And I said, this is how we're going to do it. And I wanted to do it that way with young guys and keep them together and build it the right way, because I don't think this is my school. And I wanted guys that's going to be proud to be here, because when they leave here, they're always going to be associated with Nebraska Omaha. So let's build it the right way instead of having, airport guys that stop in here for a year and move on. We wanted some guys that's going to be here and develop and take pride in building it. And that's what we did at the University of Oklahoma. When I first got there, we took high school kids and we took junior college guys. And we kept that group together. They ended up playing 107 games together, which is unheard of now. A group of 4 guys end up playing 107 games together over a 3.5-4 year period. And that group went to the Final Four in 2016. So I had a blueprint that I got from Lon, and I knew it could work at the mid-major level. I wasn't sure if it could work at the high major level. So now what we're doing is we're just going to plug in 2 transfers in this next class, because we need older plug-and-play guys at our 5 spot and at the point guard spot. And we got the 5 taken care of. Now we got a point coming in here in about 3 hours. And we're going to try to get him done. And then I feel really good about year 2, going into year 2.
That's good. It's a lot of competition out there. And that's why it's so important to be able to identify and find guys, with like-minded and will be able to attach to the vision. With this NIL situation that's going on right now, Crutch, how hard have you found it to be able to sell when there are, and this is why character, I guess, is important for you, because It can't just be about the cash and the money these days, but there are so many. But Omaha is a great ground for you to be able to build off of. You've got, like you said, a great alumni base. But how hard have you found it, during this time to be able to manage that in competition with other universities around the country?
You know what? To this point, Eric, and it hadn't been an issue, just because the type of kids that we're going after, they're not NIL motivated. Now, as you have more and more success, that's going to happen. Just like, for instance, FAU made to the Final Four. They had no NIL collective in place. How about that? So
wow.
all of a sudden now, after they get done leaving Houston, there's a bunch of people in Boca Raton, Florida, talking about, let's get a collective to make sure we keep this thing going. So as soon as you have some success, it's going to happen. We know that at the mid-major level. But to this point, it hadn't been an issue with us. And if it does, we do have a collective. Omaha Bull Market is what it's called. And it's nowhere near what they got in Lincoln or what they got at Creighton. But our situation will probably be more beneficial in the retention standpoint opposed to recruiting.
Sounds good, Crutch, man. Listen, we know you got big things coming up ahead of you. Anything that you guys are going to be doing in the off season, any trips, anything like that you guys have got going on at UNO that we need to just kind of keep our eyes on, because we definitely want to be supportive of you here on the ticket.
Yeah, no doubt. I tell you what, a good question, Eric, because we're taking our group over on a foreign trip here in August 3rd through the 11th. We're taking them over to Costa Rica for a 10-day foreign trip. And good thing about that trip, we get to practice 10 days before we go. I mean, legitimate 2-hour practices for 10 days before we go. And I just felt like keeping this group together and adding those plug-and-play guys and taking advantage of a foreign tour will help us with our chemistry, camaraderie, get those guys together and be around each other for 10 days in a foreign place where they have to rely on each other. And I thought that this is going to be beneficial to the growth of our program. So we're taking a foreign trip in August, and I'm excited to go over. Never been to Costa Rica, so and our guys are excited to go also.
Well, that's awesome. Crush, man, thank you so much, Coach Crutchfield, for taking the time. Shout out to Coach Crutchfield. If you don't know, now you know. He's got one of the guys that he recruited is still playing in the playoffs, and that is Trey Yeezy. Trey Young is still getting busy, and also one of the best shooters in the NBA at this time, Buddy Hield. That's the type of coach that UNO was able to attract, and they have continued success, my friend. I remember you at the UTSA days. I know you from Omaha, but I remember you in the UTSA days.
That was a long
time ago. You guys were down there, you and Stubbs, and everybody was down there, man. It was good to get a chance to chop it up with you. Things that we did in the recruiting game that we can't do now these days, but we were able to take advantage and help you guys get some players down there.
No doubt.
Just bringing them over to Stricky's house to have a nice little salute. But yeah, it's always been a pleasure, Crutch, man, to have known you, to watch you in the success, and good to have you back home.
Thank you, Eric. Same here. Austin, appreciate you guys having me on, man. Thanks a lot.
There he goes, Chris Crutchfield.
We'll hit the golf ball here pretty soon.
Yes, sir. We're going to do it when this weather gets right.
Okay.
All right. Say what, Crutch?
I said, you guys take care. Thank you very much.
All right. Salute to Crutch. There he goes. Coach Crutchfield joining us here on the ticket, 93.7 The Ticket on the block. He's now a blockhead, man. It's good to have him to join us. Great stuff. Great questions that he answered. Hoping that the vision can be fulfilled there for him as they make their trek in trying to get to the NCAA tournament. But right now we got to trek. We got to get off here, take a break. We went a little bit long to whenever we get special guests like that, man, shoot out with Strick and hold on. I'll Kobe you guys a little bit later. We'll be right back after this. 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey guys, Nick Sainert here for The Body Shop. I recently had an incredible massage from Dennis and his team at The Body Shop, and now a massage for you can possibly turn into a free massage for your mom. That's right, with every service you receive in April, your name is put into a drawing for a free massage gift certificate that can turn into a wonderful Mother's Day gift for the mom in your life. Book your appointment at thebodyshoplincoln.com and stop by their location at 48th and A. The Body Shop.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
They say that April showers bring May flowers, but May delivers a lot more than that at GE Landscape Supply. Stop by for the Spring Landscape Days sale with almost everything on sale. Get 15% off of mulch, 10% off decorative rock, 20% off of flagstone, 25% off of decorative cobblestone, 15% off of stone edging, and 10% off soils. Save up to 25% rain or shine from May 1st through the 6th at GE Landscape Supply for the Spring Landscape Days sale. Open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic coating, window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you.
This is Jay Foreman. When I played football for Nebraska and in the NFL, I wore protective gear to safeguard my health. Today, I'm not only protecting my health, but everyone in our community by staying up to date with the bivalent COVID vaccine. Update your protection with the bivalent COVID vaccine while it's still free. Find out more at healthylincoln.org. That's healthylincoln.org.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln by offering a number of services. From group homes for special needs adults to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the intellectual and developmental disability services your loved one needs to live a fulfilling life. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a more rewarding career, learn more about available positions. Learn more about services for your loved ones or employment today at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Shopping for insurance can be a frustrating and tedious task. Brokers Insurance Agency in Lincoln has a full staff of licensed professional agents who will do the work all for you. Brokers utilizes over 20 insurance companies to save their clients money. Brokers Insurance Agency will always do what is in the client's best interest and will find the best program to fit your needs. Call Brokers Insurance Agency today at 402-420-5353 to get a quote today, or find us online at brokersinsurancene.com.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
For 75 years, Cedars has been a refuge for children in need, providing kids with safety, stability, and enduring family relationships. Learn more about the organization and how to be part of it every Thursday night from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Cedars Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike Shaver here to tell you that Trek CBD has a new name, and it's Hemp Boss. It's the same product you've grown to love, just a new name. Spring sports are on the horizon, and Hemp Boss has a variety of products that help calm me down during games and on the golf course so I don't go over the top. And they have a variety of options for you to calm you down before, during, and after any event. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Hemp Boss has it all at 84 for the internet. Hemp Boss, naturally healthy CBD.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $20 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Eric Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game.
Yep, Stricken on the line. $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings up for grabs. Are you going to Jimmy Butler it, take over in the clutch, or are you going to Giannis Antetokounmpo it, go 10 of 23 at the free throw line in a crucial game for your team? Choice is yours, 402-464-5685. Strick, while we wait, I do want to bring up Giannis's free throws to you. They're still in the discussion. He was bad when he first started. He improved in their championship run, and then here we are again. He goes 10 of 23 from the line in Game 5. What is going on with Giannis and his free throws?
I thought he had corrected the issue. I thought he had gotten, a lot better. He began to look like his stroke he was a little bit more comfortable. Can't say that it was an injury situation for that. It's just one of those things that, you gotta step up and knock it down, man. Especially when games like that are on the line. You're the guy that they're going to. You're the guy that's probably going to have more foul shots than anybody because of the style of play that your style of play in the games. You gotta make them. That 10 for 23 is not good at all. And 70% would have probably won a game. You know what I mean? So
50% would have if you hit one in regulation.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
We do have a competitor for you. We're going to pause 10 seconds for station ID. We'll get the shootout in real quick before we get going with hour 2.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
All right, for the shootout with Strick, we go to the Honda of Lincoln hotline. Say hello to Ian. Ian, you with us here?
I am. Yeah, excited to be on.
Excellent. We are excited to have you on. Hold on. We'll give Strick his questions first, then we'll get you yours next. All right, Strick, round 1 of the shootout comes your way here in 3, 2, and 1. They were the first 1 seed to lose a series to an 8 seed. Houston or Seattle?
Seattle.
Yep, they beat the Spurs in the 2011 playoffs. The Suns or the Grizzlies?
Suns.
It was the Grizz. He led the 2012 Sixers in scoring. Andre Iguodala or Sweet Lou Williams?
Iguodala.
It was Lou Williams, and they're the only franchise to advance to the NBA Finals as an 8 seed.
Golden State.
A good guess, but the wrong conference. It's the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks.
That's right. That was during the lockout season. That was before I got traded. God dang it, I knew that. Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, 2 points. You're trying to give it away. Ian, you need 2 points to tie. You need 3 points to win. Are you ready for your round of the shootout?
Let's do it.
All right, comes up here in 3, 2, and 1. Before last night, they're the most recent 1 seed to lose a series to an 8 seed. Chicago or Boston?
Chicago.
Yep, they beat the Mavericks in the 2007 playoffs. The Clippers or the Warriors?
Warriors.
Yep, he hit the series-winning shot for the Knicks over the Heat in '99. Allen Houston or Charlie Ward?
Allen Houston.
Yep, and he coached the 98-99 Knicks to the NBA Finals.
10. This is not Phil Jackson. That's all I can think of. But Phil Jackson.
Van Gundy. I knew that. You would have gave me that one.
Phil Jackson, wrong. He's still Bulls and Lakers, but dang.
Well, Ian.
Boom shakalaka.
Finish him. Give me a hell yeah. I said, give me a hell yeah.
$15 at Buffalo Wings and Rings is yours, Ian. Congrats on the victory. Hold on the line. We'll get your information. Make sure you get that prize. Strick, I knew you would knew that one, so that's why I gave you the Knicks. I thought you knew that one too. I thought I gave it to you. I thought either way we were good.
Shoot, I did know it. I knew time was running out. That if I would have got some of those earlier ones out, I would have been able to process it through. But gosh darn it, it's all right.
The tiebreaker here, Rico is not in the building, so this is just for our own edification. The tiebreaker would be, how many points per game did Jimmy Butler average in the 5 games against the Bucks?
40.
Darn good guess. 37.6 points per game for Jimmy Buckets.
Dang. Whew. 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 Yeah, that's getting it done. That's getting it done when your team needs you to get it done. A lot of people were kind of tripping that they made him their leader. But Jimmy had always been that guy. It's just a lot of people just couldn't see it. He really has always been that. You know, I think there was probably some off the court stuff and, you know, some brazen back and forth. But, you know, you want me to tell you what I really love about that Miami team?
What do you love about that Miami?
And Jimmy actually got right because of it. Is my guy that I told you, Udonis Haslem. Udonis Haslem, when Jimmy got there, set him straight. He's like, hey, you know, we can get these things right. You want to do something. But now it's translated because you see what he does for them on the court now. You know, can't nobody come punk them, talk crazy to them, act up, because Udonis Haslem has all of their backs. And that's the kind of leader that's on the back end of things that you don't see. Now, I will say about those Miami Heat teams that have been consistent over the years, they've had guys like Askins and Juwan Howard and guys that stick with that program. That's what I love about them.
Heat culture.
It's a family atmosphere. Those guys stick with the program. It's similar with the Mavericks. So if you're a Maverick, you're, you know, MFFL for life. But that's what I love about Miami Heat is those guys. They're collective unit and they're together, and ultimately it's about winning and winning championships. Shout out to Miami getting it done.
Absolutely. We're going to switch the conversation in hour 2 over to the NFL. We'll talk NFL draft. Who are our picks to go in the top 4 or 5? We'll see who some surprises might be, who we like, who we don't like in the draft. We'll do that. We'll get Andrew Alex's thoughts as well before we cross it over. That'll be hour 2 of On the Block. You're listening to it here on 93.7 The Ticket.
They say that April showers bring May flowers, but May delivers a lot more than that at GE Landscape Supply. Stop by for the Spring Landscape Days sale with almost everything on sale. Get 15% off of mulch, 10% off decorative rock, 20% off of flagstone, 25% off of decorative cobblestone, 15% off of stone edging, and 10% off soils. Save up to 25% rain or shine from May 1st through the 6th at GE Landscape Supply for the Spring Landscape Days sale. Open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Mike Shaver here to tell you that Trek CBD has a new name, and it's Hemp Boss. It's the same product you've grown to love, just a new name. Spring sports are on the horizon, and Hemp Boss has a variety of products that help calm me down during games and on the golf course so I don't go over the top. And they have a variety of options for you to calm you down before, during, and after any event. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Hemp Boss has it all at 84th and the Internet. Hemp Boss, naturally healthy CBD.
It's April, and that means the school year is almost over and summer road trips are on the horizon. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride, as summer road trips are just around the corner. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $20 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
Problem gambling can destroy an individual's finances, relationships, physical, and mental health. If you or a loved one are struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Babe, pack your bags. We're going to Vegas.
Vegas?
We just got the estimate from the wedding caterer, and we're going to have to elope.
Actually, Members Owned Credit Union is offering no-fee home equity lines of credit. We can borrow what we need with equity from the house.
Wait, so we can keep the bacon wrap dates for the cocktail hour?
We can keep the bacon wrap dates. From wedding bells to trekking the globe and everything in between. Capture your dreams your way with a no-fee Members Owned Credit Union home equity line of credit. Learn more at membersownedheloc.org. Limitations may apply. Equal housing lender.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
It was one of my biggest honors to be able to take a picture with two of my best coaches that I will always remember for the rest of my life, Coach Solich and Coach Osborne. The fact that we honor Coach Solich by naming the locker room after him, the atmosphere was amazing. For us to honor Coach Solich as a player, as a coach, as an assistant coach, and as a head coach. Whoever made that decision, whether that was Trev, I got to take my hat off to them. They're paying homage to the people who paved the way.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
That's right. Hour 2 here on the block. We're focusing in on the NFL draft, just a few hours away from the first overall pick being called by the Carolina Panthers. If it's not the Carolina Panthers, something has gone drastically wrong. They, of course, trade for the number 1 overall pick. We'll get into who we think they're going to get, who they're looking at, and also the top 5 to me is fascinating. So Strick and I will dive into that. Of course, he is Eric Strickland, the Husker Hall of Famer, the 9-year NBA vet. The man with all the connections, Stricky pulling in Coach Crutch from up there in Omaha. Strick, I don't know Coach Crutchfield nearly as well as you do. I did get the chance to meet him his first year up there in Omaha. Good dude, super knowledgeable about basketball, and I hope we can get him back again sometime because that's a guy whose brain I'd love to pick about, a return to the mid-major level after all the high-level stuff he saw with some of those guys you mentioned.
I mean, like I said, they got a good one. He is somebody that has been able to go out and find. He's been an associate head coach in top programs that have had success. He has a great basketball mind, and I've watched him come from, as Drake would say, started from the bottom. Now we're here. I've seen it from the bottom, and I've seen him grinding. I've seen him working his tail off. I've seen him as a referee sitting there, observing and really breaking down, players' games and so forth and so on. So I'm happy for him, and I think he's going to do a tremendous job. It's hard. The landscape is not easy, but I will say that driving around the Omaha campus as I went to visit him, I was impressed at where it's come from. And I think I've talked to you about that before. It literally was just, you could drive through it in a few seconds. It's still small. It's not a big campus, but they've got apartments and all types of stuff on that campus now that I'm like, dang, that looks better than the doggone stuff we had at Lincoln. Shout out to Harper Schramm Smith. Oh, Harper Schramm Smith, log in, tap in, say what up. If you was in Harper Schramm Smith, that's where it went down.
I was an Abel Sandoz guy myself, Strick.
You was what?
I was Abel Sandoz.
Oh, you was Abel. Oh, yeah.
Can I keep my HSS card if I tell you I was there for Cornhusker Boys State for a week? Is that good enough?
But it's all good. Clester will be excited to hear that from you because he was an Abel guy. So he was bougie. He stayed over there. All y'all bougie people are over there. Us ghetto folk, we stayed over in Harper Schramm Smith.
Did they have any of the suites put in when you were there?
No. But listen, me and Terrence Badgett, shout out to Badge, one of Omaha's finest. Me and T Badge, we were blessed because I will say it worked out perfectly because Terrence, he had a roommate that ended up having a girlfriend. He had an in-room. And this time he didn't have an in-room. I think he had a middle room. But his roommate, Chuck Robinson, was always gone at his girlfriend's house all the time. So he literally had his own room. So whenever I was in Lincoln, I was staying with Badge. We was hanging out. But then our freshman year, we had a corner room. So really a corner room was set for 3 people, but it was just us 2. So we had plenty of space, put a couch in that joint. Yeah. Ramen noodles was all over you know how it was. We was ramened out. I'm surprised we ain't got high blood pressure, all that sodium we was eating back then.
It was ramen. It was the cups of mac and cheese. You just add water.
Oh yeah, bro. And it was Domino's pizza that Mikey Moore never got fat off of. I was always mad at Mikey Moore.
Did you have good Domino's or were you Domino's Death Discs?
Domino's Death Discs, bro. Yeah, no good.
But you made it. You survived. We like that. We do have a couple people chiming in representing Eric. Another Eric says he was in Smith.
Yeah.
So one of them. We also
Smith,
have,
I think Smith was I think that was a co-ed one, wasn't it? No, Schramm, I think was I think Schramm was co-ed. Yeah, Smith wasn't co-ed. Okay, shout out Smith.
We also do have a Schramm floor 6. This person, anonymous texter, does say
Stricky Harper 6. Yeah, you okay? We could have looked across at each other and chopped it up. Yeah.
They also says Gettysburg for Boys State. Wrong answer. The correct answer is Manila Bay. God bless Manila Bay. We also have someone asking, Strick, were you ever acquainted with the Bottoms?
No, that one's I'm not acquainted with the Bottoms. No.
Not the North Bottoms?
No.
Probably
we did used to play a game that we used to have, and this game happened throughout the whole dorm. And I can't remember the name of the game, but we used to fill up buckets of water, and we would go and put the bucket, lean it up on the thing, go and knock on people's doors, and the bucket would open up and flood their whole room. full of water. We had so many crazy games we was playing, man, up in there. Yeah. We're surprised we didn't get more trouble than we did, but we had fun our freshman years.
That's incredible. Well,
shout out to the frat house gang. I see you, Ben. Shout out to the frat house gang. Yeah. What did he say?
I don't even know. know. Straight. The text lines go wild.
Well, hey, listen. I don't know the bottoms gang, but yeah, Stricky had no problem in that area, Ben. There was not a lot of difficulty in that area, Big Ben.
That's awesome. Text line, keep the stuff coming in. Give us Abel Sandos or Harper Schramm Smith. We're going to do an informal poll on the text line. But as you do that, also let us know who your NFL team is and who you want them to draft tonight in the first round if your team has a first round pick. As we get into this NFL draft conversation here, Strick, is it Bryce Young for the Panthers? Is that too obvious, or do you think they go through with the Bryce Young pick?
I think it's going to be Bryce Young. I think it's pretty consensus that most people believe that to be the case. So, yeah, I don't think there's going to be an issue or any crazy changes. I think Bryce Young is going to be the guy.
Which is more likely? Bryce Young falls to number 2 or CJ Stroud falls to number 7 and the Raiders? Which is more likely?
I think it's more likely that CJ Stroud drops significantly than
Young drops it all, really?
Yeah. I think that's a no-brainer. I think as I look at it, I would say CJ Stroud, there's a couple of possibilities, right? CJ Stroud probably, I don't think he goes to, it seems to me that Houston probably is looking at the edge. Yes, it would seem that would be the case to look at a quarterback, but I don't think they're as sold on CJ Stroud as maybe they were a little bit earlier.
Here's the other thing with Stroud in Houston. His agent is Deshaun Watson's agent.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So that in itself probably is going to, be a little bit of difficulty. I don't think that he goes to Arizona. I think Arizona obviously has a quarterback that they already that they've made a commitment to. So they're probably going to look to maybe a cornerback, or you could probably see a potential trade. You could see a potential trade, and maybe the Colts try to get up. But the Colts don't try to get up to get CJ Stroud, I don't think. I think if they get up, they're going to maybe make a move for Anthony Richardson, possibly, if they want to try to do that, because they do need a quarterback badly. Do they believe in him enough? But I really think that Anthony Richardson could probably go to Seattle, because
talk about that fit.
I can see that fit because they like that kind of style. And I think for them, his size, his arm strength, he's got weapons. He's got a veteran quarterback in order to learn from there. I think there's a lot of good benefits to him maybe going there. I don't think CJ Stroud is the one that they would be looking for. So I think CJ Stroud has a better chance of dropping more so than anybody there in the quarterback group.
If the Colts pass on CJ Stroud and he's available at 4, which again, I think is most likely, I might not be on the show tomorrow. I'm just going to warn you now.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Bryce Young and CJ Stroud have been 1 and 2 on my Colts wish list all off season. If he's available at 4, and okay, so here's the thing: if he's available at 4, but they're not sold, I hope they at least trade back and get more picks. Because if he's available at 4, but they take Richardson or Levis over him, I'm not on the show tomorrow. I'm just telling you now.
Wow, that's no bueno for you, huh?
I would be so disappointed. It's one thing if, I've heard that, Tennessee, who has, they drafted Malik Willis last year. They're not sold on him. I don't like that from them. I think Malik Willis needs some more time. They ought to work with him, but they've been rumored to be trading up. Oakland, might do something crazy and make a move to get someone behind Jimmy G, or even I've heard Minnesota is in the conversation for quarterback. And any of those teams, I think, could get a deal done with the Cardinals here as the clock ticks under, about 4 hours before the draft starts. So I don't know, Strick. I think I'm with you with Bryce Young going number 1 overall. Houston, I've heard they're interested in an edge, but do they like another quarterback? Do they take a Levis or Richardson? Do you think there's a chance of that?
I don't think Levis. I think if anybody, it would be Richardson. I don't think it would be Levis, to be honest. It's going to just depend on how he graded, how he interviewed. I don't think on the field stuff is something that they have any concern about. But I gotta say that I think a lot of teams are watching what other teams are enduring as far as quarterbacks are concerned. I really do. I think they're looking at what's going on down in Arizona. And so I think they're taking into account the Kyler Murray situation, how it got to a point with his contract where they're adding in certain provisions. I think they're starting to look a little bit deeper as just not necessarily arm talent, not necessarily run speed and talent, all this. I think they're taking into account a little bit more so they can figure out what they're actually going to be getting. Because if you just look over the last 3 years, there's been a tremendous amount of misses. And I mean misses to the point where you have Mr. Irrelevant fall into 7, and he's that kind of talent. I think he's going to be still a great backup, but I'm just saying 7th round. Okay. Whereas you had others that have been drafted really high in the draft and they just were misses. And I think you look over the last 3 years, you can see what it does to a team and an organization with those type of misses and what you have to do and have to expend and have to work to try to trade or, to get somebody to be relevant. It costs you way more than just being better up front in the decision-making process.
A little semi-breaking news. Jay Glazer is reporting this, Strick, that he's hearing there's major progress between Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Are you surprised? Is it about time? What do you think about hearing Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are close?
That's good. That's good. I think it's good because I still believe that there has to be some conversations between Odell Beckham Jr. and Lamar. And, we've been seeing a lot of players doing some betting off the field and on games, so forth. I think they're doing some form of betting, just the legal way, betting on themselves, and not necessarily putting money on it, but betting on themselves that they're going to be able to put together and amass a wonderful year in which they're going to be able to get their paperwork.
I should have refreshed Twitter before I asked you that question, because as soon as I click refresh on Twitter, Strick, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens have agreed to a deal. It's official. He's back in Baltimore.
There it is. It's good to hear. That's good to hear that they were able to get a deal done. Rumors die, but guess what? Sometimes it takes stuff like that to happen in order to get you to wake up and smell the coffee. When somebody gets knocked out, when they put those smelling salts, sometimes it takes, you got to get a little smelling salt, get a little pop up. And I'm glad that they were able to get it done. Obviously, what did they share the terms?
Terms have not yet been released. I'm looking at Ian Rappaport. I'm looking at the NFL's account. No terms as of yet.
Okay, well, we'll keep our eyes on that then.
That we will. We're going to step aside here. We'll get to Andrew Alex on the phone, talk to him about some NFL draft headlines, maybe some NBA playoffs as well. So we'll talk to Andrew coming up on the other side here on the block.
Problem gambling can destroy an individual's finances, relationships, physical, and mental health. If you or a loved one are struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Shopping for insurance can be a frustrating and tedious task. Brokers Insurance Agency in Lincoln has a full staff of licensed professional agents who will do the work all for you. Brokers utilizes over 20 insurance companies to save their clients money. Brokers Insurance Agency will always do what is in the client's best interest and will find the best program to fit your needs. Call Brokers Insurance Agency today at 402-420-5353 to get a quote today, or find us online at brokersinsurancene.com. It's April, and that means the school year is almost over and summer road trips are on the horizon. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride, as summer road trips are just around the corner. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Babe, pack your bags. We're going to Vegas.
Vegas?
We just got the estimate from the wedding caterer, and we're going to have to elope.
Actually, Members Own Credit Union is offering no-fee home equity lines of credit. We can borrow what we need with equity from the house.
Wait, so we can keep the bacon-wrapped dates for the cocktail hour?
We can keep the bacon-wrapped dates. From wedding bells to trekking the globe and everything in between, capture your dreams your way with a no-fee Members Own Credit Union home equity line of credit. Learn more at membersownheloc.org. Limitations may apply. Equal housing lender.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
They say that April showers bring May flowers, but May delivers a lot more than that at GE Landscape Supply. Stop by for the Spring Landscape Days sale with almost everything on sale. Get 15% off of mulch, 10% off decorative rock, 20% off of flagstone, 25% off of decorative cobblestone, 15% off of stone edging, and 10% off soils. Save up to 25% rain or shine from May 1st through the 6th at GE Landscape Supply for the Spring Landscape Days sale. Open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, partly sunny skies expected today. Great spring day with an afternoon high of around 70. Tonight, though, we'll see a chance of showers and an overnight low of around 48. And tomorrow, we'll see that showers chance continue, cooler and windy conditions tomorrow with a high of around 60. A meteorologist, Kyle Fleck, for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's right. We are back here on the block, and we go to the Honda of Lincoln hotline. We welcome in Andrew, Alex, as we do this time every Thursday. Andrew, the breaking news: Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens, in agreement on a 5-year deal, sounding like he'll be the new highest-paid player in NFL history. Your instant reaction, Lamar to Baltimore, what is it?
Well, I think it was something that needed to be done, and ultimately for Lamar Jackson, it's I feel like the question has always been about his longevity and the injuries and what have you, but ultimately that hasn't materialized. John Harbaugh has built, what essentially equates to a program there centered around, one player and his capabilities, which are nearly unmatched in NFL history. So I think that when faced with the option of either push forward, pay the man, or part ways, it became clear that in order for the Baltimore Ravens to remain competitive and have any semblance of success with the organization as it's currently built, they were going to have to stick with the man that guided them to this point. So, obviously risks are still there, and, the durability of a player with a skill set of his nature is a risk reward. But I think that the Ravens probably made the smart decision. Only time will tell.
How important was it on the franchise level to get this done before the draft starts tonight?
I mean, I think it answers a lot of questions, right? Because ultimately, if they couldn't come to some sort of agreement, if you're the Baltimore Ravens, you need to start looking elsewhere. So I think that having that deal pen signed, seal delivered, makes a clear statement, and the franchise knows its direction going forward. So as you continue to build a team going forward, you can continue to build it the way they've built it, over the course of the last half decade to this point, and that's around, the man from Louisville, former Heisman Trophy winner.
Double A, what's going on, my friend? Always a pleasure to have you on the block. How are you?
Oh, always a pleasure to be here, Strick.
Good. Well, a couple questions right now. About two players in particular. Well, actually three. One or two being how far does CJ Stroud fall, and does Jalen Carter make it outside or inside the top 10? And then the last question is, do you see Anthony Richardson Jr. as a better fit with the Colts or with Seattle based on his style?
So I guess I'll start off with the Anthony Richardson. When I look at Anthony Richardson, I certainly see biggest question.
Oh, shoot.
Skill set and the arm strength. And the size.
Hold that. Double A, bring that back. You kind of got cut off for a second. I want to make sure we get your full answer. You got cut off right at Anthony Richardson. So go start there.
Yeah, when I look at Anthony Richardson, what I see, Strick, is I see the biggest wild card in this NFL draft, right? Because it really can go a number of ways. When you see him on, in the combine and throwing, it's clear. He has the arm strength, he has the physicality, he has the size. Almost reminiscent of Josh Allen, who had the accuracy issues, if you will, at the collegiate level that a lot of people point to Richardson and say is his shortcoming. With that being said, if you watched enough Florida Gators games last year, I just don't know if I ever got the sign that AR-15 was an NFL quarterback. But these scouts, they know more than me, and the question is whether he's certainly worth taking a flyer on, given the upside. I don't think there's any sort of sure thing. I think that in terms of fit, I think that Seattle probably would be the better fit for him. Number one, because of the way that Geno Smith is playing right now. And the fact of the matter is that Anthony Richardson is not the kind of quarterback that's going to be expected or can be expected to step in on day one and lead your football team to any sort of success So the opportunity to sit and learn behind Geno Smith, a guy who, as we've seen, thrust into the spotlight early on in his career, probably before he was ready, and it took him a while to develop, but he has turned into, and what we saw last year, a top half of the NFL caliber quarterback. I think that'd be the perfect type of player for Richardson to sit and learn behind without all that much pressure, and give Pete Carroll the opportunity to see if he is that quarterback in the future once they're done with Geno Smith over there. The Colts, they got nothing. They're going to have to throw him out there. Whoever they pick, the expectation.
Hey, Gardner Minshew's there. Wait, I'm not throwing about that either. Just kidding.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. And hey, no disrespect to Gardner Minshew. I do love me some Gardner Minshew. But, at the end of the day, whoever Indianapolis chooses to pick there's going to be an expectation that gentleman is going to, probably step in, hopefully step in. They're going to want him to step in year one, if not on opening day, somewhere halfway through the season. On the Jalen Carter question, I love him as a player. The size, the physicality, what he was able to do at Georgia over the course of the season. I think that someone does pick him within that top 10. Chicago is, a possibility from what I've heard. They're trying to build up on that defense. Philly, the possibility of them actually making a move to go get him is something that's been widely reported. It's a big question. I could definitely see him falling to Philly at 10. That'd be really interesting. I think Philadelphia, as good as they were this year, has the opportunity with, not only that pick at 10, but the opportunity to potentially get Bijan Robinson at 20. They could improve a team that was already very good. As for CJ Stroud, I don't think he falls very far. No further than the Colts. It's just kind of how I see it. Ultimately, they're a quarterback-hungry team. Someone's going to move up into the top 5 to take him. It's a question of who goes first, him or Levis. I think Bryce Young is your number one, and I think that's who people in my city, as I look over beautiful, the skyline of uptown Charlotte, North Carolina, through the cracks in the buildings, I can see the scoreboard at Bank of America Stadium, and I think that's where Bryce Young is going to be suiting up and playing football, probably as a day one starter here. So I'm going to be very interested to see that, and ultimately very interested to see what kind of impact he can make on the Carolina Panthers, a team who kind of got hot at the end of the season despite a terrible quarterback situation and a lackluster roster. They've made the move to go up and get him, obviously parting ways with DJ Moore in the process. But the NFC South is as winnable of a division as there is in the National Football League right now. And I'd be very curious to see, what kind of impact he can make right away. So that's me giving my full-fledged endorsement to what I believe the Panthers will do tonight.
Andrew, we've heard that the Texans and the Cardinals want to move off their picks if they can at number 2 and at number 3. Haven't had a lot of takers, at least so far in the pre-draft process. Do you think anything gets done with either one of those picks here tonight?
Well, it certainly is interesting, and it's the curse of one Lovie Smith in Houston, right? Where if you believe that Bryce Young is the only tenable quarterback in that draft, well, good for Lovie Smith. A parting gift, winning in week 18. Right. That's pushing them back to that number 2 pick. Demand is certainly, there's always going to be demand. It's just a question of, right, like you got to play risk reward, right? So if you're the Texans or if you're Arizona, I don't think that Arizona is in need of a quarterback. Houston is in need of a quarterback, but that's a bad football team, Austin. That's a bad football team, Strick. I think that, given the nature of DeMeco Ryan, his philosophy as, a football mind, if you will, he's going to want to build up that defense that has so many glaring holes. So, if they can move back, I think they will. But I just don't know if the demand's going to be high enough. I think they could go ahead and pick an Anderson or someone off the edge to provide a little spark for them, knowing that this isn't going to be a one-year project, and they'll probably find themselves in the top 5 again next year, especially if they're rolling out Davis Mills once again. And then suddenly you go into a draft with, we're looking at the likes of Drake May and others in there, and that is more likely to be your quarterback of the future. Because though I did just endorse Bryce Young because I think he has a ton of upside, and every time I've watched him play football, I've been impressed. I don't think that any of these guys are, especially beyond him, are home runs by any stretch of the imagination. And I just wouldn't be. If you could trade off of it and get multiple picks, maybe get a future first or a second or something like that, and go ahead and do it. But Anderson wouldn't be a slouch either. And same goes for the Cardinals, who certainly aren't picking a quarterback. But at 3, with Anderson off the board, I could see them, maybe trading back a few spots just to, and they can play chicken with teams like the Colts, with teams like Seattle, to try to, raise that stock. And who knows? Maybe Washington might see him, but I think that as of now, they're probably just planning on rolling with Sam Howell, given the uncertainty in that organization, change of ownership and all that coming. No one's going to have the green light to make a franchise-altering pick like that. So, I don't think we'll see, if the pick is traded, the kind of return that we've seen on a number 2 or number 3 pick in even recent years past. If they're okay with that, that's fine, because I think a team like the Houston is so far away, and a team like the Cardinals might not necessarily be as far away. But yeah, it's going to be extremely interesting.
If there's a wild card team in the draft, to me, it's Las Vegas. I don't know what that front office is up to. That's another team that I think has a lot of holes to fill. Who's the wild card tonight for you?
My wild card. I did just mention, I think that Philly could really, if they could land Bijan Robinson and a Jalen Carter caliber player, and you go for a guy like Carter who might drop a little bit, still got an incredible amount of upside. Reminds me a lot of Jonathan Allen, the captain of my Washington team, who, due to injury concerns, fell like 15 spots from his 2 weeks out from the draft projection. Washington snagged him up at 12 or 13 or something like that, and he's been a franchise caliber player ever since. If you could do that, combine that with the Bijan Robinson, we know that obviously running backs are not at a premium in the first round of the NFL draft for obviously value reasons in the long term and whatnot, and injury risk. But I think Philly has a huge chance to improve, an already tops in the NFC offense going into this year. So my wild card team would be Philly. See how they can take best advantage of the couple of picks that have been presented to them.
One of the last things I have for you, Andrew, is looking at the playoff picture now. It's beginning to shape up. One, the Celtics are tripping right now, just kind of allowing Atlanta to get a sniff, and then you've had some lower seeds just go in and take care of business and knock off some top seeds. And obviously the situation going on with Sacramento with the injury to De'Aaron Fox, that just the timing is similar to what happened with San Francisco, I think, to have that kind of impact with Brock Purdy being injured and just not able to have any extra quarterbacks to help out in one of the biggest games when they had a great opportunity to knock them off. What's your view on, why the NBA is closing out this way with Miami, and you're having them upset an 8 seed, and you're just having these lower seeds just really giving guys that work and making it tough for these top tier seeds to be able to move on?
Well, I got a couple of answers for that, Trick. Number one, I think a lot of it's going to be the byproduct of the current system at Sam, where you have players sitting a lot, so the seating isn't necessarily always reflective of how good the teams actually are. I don't think that's the biggest factor in this case. I mean, you look at Miami over Milwaukee, and there's a couple of factors that play into that. Number one, first and foremost, is going to be the Giannis injury, right? I mean, you gave Miami 3 shots at Milwaukee without Giannis on the floor. They took 2 of them, and Milwaukee's already behind the 8 ball. Giannis has got to come back. He's got to play. And if you watch that game last night, I mean, I don't know you can't blame everything on the injury, but in the fourth quarter, Giannis was just so bad. It was like truly like the best player in the NBA, in my humble opinion. And I think that the stats and the hardware at this point agree with that. At least if you take a 3-4 year running sample, it just looks like a shell of himself and was literally a net negative to his team. Budenholzer making some boneheaded decisions and not calling timeout to advance the ball on multiple opportunities, not leaving Brook Lopez on the floor to contest Jimmy Butler, who is the alternative factor there. Because Jimmy Butler, he is a cool cat, man. I've never seen more, man. In an era where there's so much flash and glamour and everyone just wants to, be on television and stuff like that, Jimmy Butler makes no excuse. He just goes out there and balls. He earned every single point in both of those wins. When Giannis was back, and now the Miami Heat are moving on. So who's a winner there? The New York Knicks, who upset the team that I thought was going to play pretty well in this playoffs, Cleveland Cavaliers. Now them or Miami are booking a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals. Boston obviously has been getting tripped up by the Atlanta Hawks a little bit. Kind of embarrassing on their end, and loses some steam. And now on the other side of the equation, right? I mean, unless Memphis can mount a pretty solid comeback, you have Lakers Warriors on one end of the bracket. Lakers Warriors. It's like, we end up, we get this world of parity in the NBA, and we're still going to end up with one of the two, dominant powerhouse. Every bandwagon is a fan of teams that have, dominated the league for at least the course of the last 5 or so years. So it's and not the Lakers were dominant last year, but it's LeBron James, it's Steph Curry, the 2 players that have defined a generation, and they're going to be facing off potentially here in the second round. I think that makes for must see television. So obviously, injuries are a factor, and you feel bad for the Kings and what poor timing to lose such a prolific player like De'Aaron Fox, but. Ultimately, at the end of the day, Rick, I think that parity plays a role. I think that poorly timed injuries play a role. But the result that we're getting is these powerhouse teams, these teams that everyone recognizes, from the course of recent NBA history, your Boston, your Miami, your New York, your Golden State, and the like. They're moving on. So who's your dark horse in all of it? I guess it's the Denver Nuggets. So it's them versus the Blue Bloods, if you will.
Sounds good. There he goes, AA, dropping science once again. Obviously, the draft is about to happen really soon, so we'll see if some of these things come to pass. Some of our thoughts that we've kind of laid out here, if they formulate. NBA stuff is crazy. We just don't know how that's going to all pan out, but we got to keep our ears open. AA, Alex, 247 Sports. My guy, thank you once again for joining us on the block.
Hey, thanks as always, Strick. Always a pleasure to be here. A couple shout-outs. Shout-out to my New Jersey Devils tonight. NHL doesn't get touched on all that much, at least when I come on this program, but the Devils 2-5-1 losses to the Rangers at home. You get the series started. They got out 2 wins at Madison Square Garden. They're headed back to Jersey, and tonight sets up very well. I'm very nervous for that one. And good luck, Nathan Brennan, covering the draft tonight from Kansas City. Don't get arrested, buddy. I won't tell anyone on this radio program what happened when me and Nathan, in the midst of COVID, it was the first time we had seen each other, when everyone was locking down. We got together, bottle of vodka, maybe a couple bottles of vodka, a couple of friends, NFL draft. I feel like we've all come a long way since then. So it all comes full circle, doesn't it?
Well, that's good, man. We hope to see you next week, and we'll see how this thing's all panned out and played out. But Andrew Alex, 247 Sports, joining us on the block. We got to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Cross it over with the old school crew right after this. 93.7 The Ticket.
This is your high school minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In baseball, on Tuesday, April 25th, Lincoln Southeast would fall to Columbus 3-1. Lincoln High beat Omaha South 5-2. Austin Jurgens would lead the Lynx, racking up 3 hits and 2 RBIs. Lincoln Northeast won over Fremont 7-6. Fremont would score 5 runs in the top of the 7th, but it still wasn't enough to get the win over Northeast. And Lincoln Pius X won over Waverly 8-5. Switching to girls soccer for Tuesday's games, Lincoln North Star was shut out by Columbus, losing 3-0. Lincoln East dominated over Kearney, winning 4-0, and Schuyler won over Lincoln Northwest 3-1. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
They say that April showers bring May flowers, but May delivers a lot more than that at GE Landscape Supply. Stop by for the Spring Landscape Days sale with almost everything on sale. Get 15% off of mulch, 10% off decorative rock, 20% off of flagstone, 25% off of decorative cobblestone, 15% off of stone edging, and 10% off soils. Save up to 25% rain or shine from May 1st through the 6th at GE Landscape Supply for the Spring Landscape Days sale. Open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to MWRbuildingandfence.com. There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals. Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $20 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tailored Life is now open in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, for both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, shrubs, vines, perennials, and colorful annuals. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
This is Jay Foreman. I wore gear to protect my health on the football field, and I'm protecting it now by staying up to date with the bivalent COVID vaccine. Get up to date while it's still free and stay protected. Learn more at healthylincoln.org.
Attention all Wings fans! 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years and can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batstoRats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back with you one last time here on the block. Austin and Strick with you, joined now by the guy who knows a thing or two about the NFL draft, Mr. Jay Foreman. How you doing today, Jay?
Yeah, look at my boy right there, man. I get hype every time I see Strick. Hype Man Productions on the ones and twos. Look at him. Look at him right there, man. You know, Austin.
Had a good meeting today. Huh?
It was stupendous. It was on and popping.
Great meeting today, bro. You're a businessman, so I know you understand this like most would. When you go into a meeting and you just you know what you have, right? You know what you have to offer, you know why you're putting this together, and then you begin to hear the details of where things have come. Because when you're not on the inside anymore, I'm getting updated as he's hearing it. You know, my buddy. And I'm hearing some of the tremendous things that they're doing, and I'm just like, it just keeps getting better and better. It's like what I know is good, but then I'm hearing iterations of growth. It just, I felt really good leaving out of there today. So yeah,
that's good, man. You know what, Strick? As long as you hype, we hype, man. You know what? You know what else is hype tonight? Station ID, real quick. Then we're gonna get it popping.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey, Strick, man, you know, we got the NFL draft tonight. It's about 3 hours away before the start of, the fortunes of a lot of, what was it? I don't know how many was it? About 300 selections or so. But even though you play football in high school and stuff like that, and you know what it's like to play at the highest level. I always say the draft isn't an exact science, right? That's why you see a lot of guys. I went late. You played longer than people probably gave you credit for. Just talk about that a little bit. The joy that you get where you look at guys that obviously everybody wants to be drafted. I mean, let's be honest, but ultimately the end game, I think, is worth it, considering that you knew what you had to do. You knew what the type of player you were. Football, basketball, baseball, it doesn't really matter. But, when you were able to make it and be successful at the highest level, some people weren't. Talk about the satisfaction, because there's going to be a lot of guys that are, kind of get the front end of the, of the stick, I guess, or you want to call it. But on the back end, the longevity one is the one that's more fruitful.
Yeah, Jay, you're absolutely right, man. As I look back at it now, one of the things that I feel really good about was my draft class was one of the ones that is lauded as one of the better ones of all time. Ever. You know what I mean? Right. So you look at it from that standpoint and you say, you know what? Okay, I get it. I can understand why. The second part of that is, we won the NIT, but there was a part of the season where we didn't do very well. And then me myself playing out of position for the betterment of the team.
Right.
It affected me in draft stat wise, but it helped me become the player that I was to be valuable for other teams in their usage. So sometimes what you think is a negative, it ultimately pans out to become a positive. Then you look at the aspect real quick, Jay, of the redraft. And there's a lot of people that did some redraft, and then you see what your career put in an imprint in the minds of some of those individuals that felt that they may have missed it. And it is very satisfying, especially like I didn't get to tell the story about the Eric Musselman situation. Eric Musselman now is the head coach at Arkansas.
Right.
I didn't get to tell Crutch that story. I'm gonna tell it to him personally, but it's that satisfaction too, where guys, coaches. There was even periods where Coach Nee was looking more to send me overseas and get me connected there.
Right.
And not that I discredit him for that. I just felt I was better than that, And the Eric Musselman situation where you had coaches that basically said he can't play. And for him to be in the NBA and be a head coach, to be a coach in the NBA and now at the position that he was, his evaluation of me was misidentified. And that satisfaction of busting his Golden State Warriors when he was coaching over there, hola, you know what I'm saying? Those are gratifying moments. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, it's never exact science, but I wanted to ask you, Strick. You mentioned playing out of position, right?
Yeah.
And obviously doing it for the betterment of the team. Do you feel like, again, on the front end, it sucked because it hurt your present draft status, right? Which would have been like your quick, evaluation. But do you think as you went along in your career in the NBA and had to get, work through different channels to get there, do you think that made you a better overall player? So when you had to go to different teams, different situations, or to just, how sometimes, Strick, you go from one in the NBA, especially, you could be playing, for a team on Monday, get traded Tuesday morning or Monday night, essentially after the game, come Wednesday or Thursday, there is no acclimation period where you kind of can hang out for a couple weeks. It's like, oh, you played on Monday, we expect 16 minutes out of you. But do you think that what your experience at Nebraska helped you in that situation or situations like that? So plant yourself in a new situation, knowing all the different defenses and offenses and the different angles that you have to play. Then it leads like, okay, Strick was worth, picking up in the offseason. This is why we're going to bring him back. And then, did that help you extend your career just because of that experience? Not only playing different positions, right? I think even more, Strick, is the mental strength that you needed to deal with it on the front end, with no really direct answer, you know what I'm saying? Because you knew you were better than the guys that probably, went, somewhere, in the first, second round. But then the mental strength is like, okay, I've been here before, right? And that's what you could kind of lean back on to defeat some guys that you might have had to compete against.
Yeah, I would say so, Jay. And listen, there's a couple pieces to that. One, it was actually to my benefit that I didn't get drafted. It actually worked to my benefit, meaning that a lot of those that were drafted were locked into restricted status, to which I wasn't. Right. So after my first year of making the team, getting cut, going into the CBA, playing a backup role in the CBA, I was behind Rick Brunson. Rick Brunson, which is Jalen Brunson's dad. I was the guard behind him at Quad Cities, but yet I was putting in work. But it was enough that I got called back. And what you just said, that callback, played a game in Grand Rapids, had 40 that night. And I'm going into the coach calls me and Strick, come to my room after the game. I'm like, ooh. When you know how it is, Jay, when you get that call, you're like, wait, now.
Yeah, I know.
I thought I just put in some work. Like, what's going on? So I go to talk to him. And he's like, yeah, you going up. I'm like, what? On the east side? I'm thinking like the Jefferson. I'm like, I'm going up there. He's like, you going up. the Mavericks called you're going to be on a flight, pack your stuff. You're going on a flight to Vancouver, literally, to play the next day. I ain't been with so those now. I will tell you, life helped me as well as my time and the adjustments I had to make being a collegiate player. But life that my dad, being a military officer and having to move and adapt and change locations and meet new people and be in different environments, all of that stuff played a key piece. But baseball really helped as well. The failures that come with baseball, but yet it's not failure. It's success. 300, you're successful. If you right. So it's those lessons that I really looked at that I was able to apply, and it really helped me to become who I was as a basketball player, being that basketball wasn't even my best sport.
There it is. That's good stuff right there. Regardless of the NBA draft, NFL draft, MLB, it doesn't really matter. It is all applies the same.
Yeah.
Good lessons from each strict, all around professional athlete. You like the you're the Nebraska version of Dave Winfield, my brother.
Hey,
you play football, basketball, and baseball.
Hey,
whatever. So, hey, man, I'm serious, man. Dave Winfield. Everybody talks about Bo Jackson and Deion. Dave Winfield is that man. So, I don't give out those compliments lightly because I love me some Dave Winfield. Great human being. On with yourself. Chill for the rest of the day, Strick. Sound like you had a good day, good show, good knowledge there, and we'll be hollering at you, man.
We'll see tomorrow. You guys. I'll be here.
All right, man.
Peace.
All right, B&J, Old School coming up next for Strick. I'm Austin. We'll talk to you tomorrow, 2 to 4 here on 93.7 The Ticket.
We're geared to protect my health on the football field, and I'm protecting it now by staying up to date with the bivalent COVID vaccine. Get up to date while it's still free and stay protected. Learn more at healthylincoln.org. This is former Husker and NFL veteran Jay Foreman, supporting the team. Others worry about where they're sleeping. In Lincoln, over 3,000 kids are at homelessness. A gift to Cedars makes an immediate impact on Lincoln kids. And on Give to Lincoln Day on Wednesday, May 24th, your gift goes even further. Go to givelincoln.com to make your gift to Cedars and support Lincoln's kids today.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing. Get it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batstoRats.com. Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Believe